Turn that off. So, a little bit of a different video today. Pretty much going to be driving home from the gym, but there's a couple things I wanted to talk about regarding the Focus. One of them being fitment. I get a ton of questions on the fitment on my car. So we're going to be going over fitment and what all. Damn, my hood stays popping open. Might need to go check that. But yeah, fitment on the car. What I do for that. What my specs are, what coilovers I'm running, my tire size. I've gone through quite a bit of tire sizes in my day on this car, and you guys have seen it, different wheels, all of the above. So I got a ton of questions on that. So I do want to go over that, and I do want to talk about what, man, this guy's going slow. Is it worth doing a sidewinder kit? And a couple questions I got is like, why a sidewinder kit? So yeah, we'll do the fitment when I get back to my house, and then we will jump into the sidewinder kit now. This car, I feel like, falls apart as I drive it. Alright, so why a sidewinder kit on a Focus ST? And I know some questions about, you know, should I do one? Yada, yada, yada. Pretty much, the reason I did a sidewinder kit on the Focus was simply due to the fact that I wanted a hatchback. And I've always wanted something with a rotated turbo setup. So this just kind of made sense. You know, rotated turbo setup, hatchback. That's just kind of what I wanted. And at the time of getting the Focus, I did not know that I could do a sidewinder kit, let alone that I really knew much about this car when I got it. It was mostly for a commuter, because I had a 89 IROC that I was restoring, and I kind of was super bored of. It was super slow. It had a Chevy 350, but I got this as kind of a commuter, and the more I drove it, stock turbo, just some basic bolt-ons, the more I wanted to modify it. It's a super fun car. I really enjoy the car. So that's when I got my new daily, and yeah, then I started modifying this. I think the first couple mods I did was front mount intercooler and piping. But yeah, this guy's going so slow. Holy fuck. But yeah, that's kind of the reason. So yeah, as I modified this car, it was fantastic, and I just kept wanting more power, to see what I could do with the car, because I mean, it was fantastic, handling wise, performance wise. I loved it. So yeah, that's kind of what that led into. Yeah, but I first got hold of the sidewinder kit from, I believe it was, I don't know if this is still his handle, but it's a guy named Caleb, ST1. And that's kind of the reason I wanted a sidewinder kit. That and the turbo placement on the ST, as you guys know, I hate it. I hate it so much. What the hell is this guy doing? I hate that turbo setup so much. And at the beginning, I started bringing the car to the track, and man, if you were to pop off your coupler on that turbo, especially on a hot track day, dude, it was the worst. So I wanted, that was one of the big motivators in getting a rotated turbo setup on this car. And once I knew it was possible, it was just like I just couldn't stop. So that was like that was a big thing. Turbo serviceability, not so much fitment, because you could fit a 62, 66 in the stock location. But yeah, turbo serviceability was a huge thing. And I love the look of a rotated turbo setup. I think a rotated turbo setup looks so good on like 90% of cars. I'm pretty sure you could do this rotated turbo setup on like a Ford Escape, and it would look good. So yeah, that was one reason. That's the other reason. So yeah, I mean, two huge reasons for me to look into it. And like I said, I found that guy Caleb, I believe it's Caleb ST1. He's got a red Focus, and I saw him do it. I believe he was either in the process or he just finished. Man, I saw him on, I believe it was like either TikTok or like a YouTube short of it idling. And I was like, man, I gotta have this. I gotta figure out how to do this. And then that's where the turbo setup came from. Just knew I had to do it. All right, and one of the reasons why we're just doing a drive and talk too as well is, yeah, my check engine light just came back on. I've been chasing down this evap code. I believe it is. It's a PO1456 or whatever. It's a small evap leak is what it's clarified as. I changed everything and I'm hunting it down. I just can't seem to find it. So, and I can put it on the screen, the code and the description that it gives me, but I just can't seem to find it. So I'm trying to figure out what it is. But, you know, one thing at a time. So I wanted to go for a light drive and just see what's going on with that. And of course it comes back in a couple days. I would say it took 2 days to come back. That's a whole nother story in a whole nother video. But yeah, that was the reason for the sidewinder kit. Man, it sounds so good. And a lot of people ask what that sound is or how I get my turbo to sound like this. It's a T51R mod on a G25 550. So that's how I get that fucking screaming sound. But I have the exhaust mic'd up, not the turbo, because I'm using this mic. So hopefully it's a little bit clearer than using the camera, the action camera settings. But yeah, this car just sounds so good. Every time I drive it, it just sounds so good and it just feels so good to drive. I will say it's a little bit clunky, you know, with all the engine mounts done and all that other stuff. It's a little clunky, a little stiff, but man, it is nice. But I love driving this car. It is one of my favorite cars that I've ever owned. So, to answer to and to go into the other questions, you know, should I get a sidewinder kit? Probably not. The time, the money, you know, and the material to get to where I'm at, it's a lot. It's a lot of time. It's a lot of money. So you got to take that into account for the same honest benefit. The real big thing is like turbo serviceability. You know, you could service your turbo lines, all that other stuff. So pretty easily. I mean, if you have the time and you have the money, I definitely think that it's something that's fun and unique, and that gets into the last point is the uniqueness in it. Super unique. I just wanted something just a little bit different. I know it's a Focus ST at the end of the day. You know that you'll get those comments all the time about how, oh, it's just a Focus ST. It's just, which I get, but you know, add a little bit of uniqueness to a car to bring it to life. I don't see anything wrong with that. And I do get another question too as well with the Sidewinder kit. You know, will I ever go built motor? Will I ever, you know, push 500, 600 on this car? And honestly, probably not. I don't see the need in having all that on a front wheel drive car, but it is fun. Woo! Man, that thing pulls so hard. This thing is so fun to drive. Holy shit. This fucking guy, man. Jesus fucking Christ, man. But yeah. It's a super fun car to drive. It's super... The way it is, stock motor, maybe you could do ARP head studs. Just do a little bit here and there, and I think that's enough. I personally just wouldn't. Even if I had an RS, I don't think I would do it. If I'm going to sink that much money into something, it would be something totally different. The Focus ST for me is like a beautiful balance between beginner car modifying, like entry level, and a little bit past that. It's a great car with a great support on it. So that's just to answer a couple questions. Why a Sidewinder kit? Will I ever go built motor? And why did I go a Sidewinder kit? So I hope that answers some of your questions. And I know the main reason why you guys are here is simply for the fitment. So I will go over my fitment. Burn some clutch. Go over my fitment, my exact specs, what tires I'm running right now, and yeah, wheel specs, all that jazz. So we'll be right to it. All right. To finally go over the specs on this car. So for wheels, these are Masters. They are 18 by 9.5 plus 35 offset. And my tire size, 225, 40, 18, 92 width. That's honestly the best tire size that I've found, that fits kind of like a functional stance-ish setup, especially with the wheel size. It gives it a nice aggressive offset. And I think this is one of the best functional setups that you could daily drive. No scraping, nothing like that. Fender to tire, beautiful. Now I will be getting better tires. These actually hook a lot better than the performance tires I've had, but I do want to get some beefier, or not some beefier, but some better hooking tires. This is a fitment in the front. And I am on Graveyard Performance coilovers. So that's what I'm running for coilovers. And those are pretty much maxed down. And I got rear camber arms, as you guys saw the videos. My whole rear suspension is done. I have my rear tie bar and adjustable fronts as well. So yeah, those are the specs on the car for wheel and tire setup. And I guess my coilovers. So for everybody knows, that's the setup. I get so many questions on that. But if you do have any questions about tire setups, let me know. I've ran all of them, I feel like. So, but this is the one that's stuck and I've had the longest. And it is probably my favorite and most functional. That's important, is I could, if I wanted to, daily drive this and have no issues with. I still have my inner fender liner as well on both sides. The front is a little scraped from when I was lower, but now I do have my inner fender liner still. So, and I have my rears as well. As you guys can see, still have my rear fender liner. So completely functional. Car is still sealed from the bottom. I just don't have my rear tray, but yeah, that's my setup on the wheels for everyone that's asking. And I think it's probably one of the best functional setups. And I will be going, probably trying out R888s in the front. Same spec tire, just something a little bit more grippy so I don't spin as much. But yeah, let me know if you guys have any questions. Drop the setup for you guys, since I've been hounded all the time with it. And that's about it. Hope you guys enjoyed this update. Peace out.